And this is Karl from NILE, and you're watching Stormbringer TV.
So I'm here with Karl Sanders from NILE, which played in Arena in Vienna this evening. They just came off stage. Karl, how are you doing? How was the gig?
I had a blast. Had a great time.
You did, because we had as well in the audience.
Well, then that's metal.
So this tour with Creator and Morbid Angel, is it a dream come true for you? Because these bands are very long in the business, and they are coming out from the 80s and stuff, and I think you were a fan of them when you were young. And
absolutely. I've been a fan of Creator since the Endless Pain record. I remember I was in the record store shopping, and I saw the cover. I didn't know who Creator was, but I loved that fucking cover. There was just something primal, brutal, and savage about it. So I got it and took it home and fell in love. And I've been a Creator fan ever since. So, getting to tour with Creator, yeah, it's kind of like a dream come true. We toured with them once before in the States, years ago. That was a blast. So, we've known them for a long time as well. So, we're fans of the band. We're friends with them. It's great. And the Morbid Angel guys, we've been friends with them for, gosh, nearly 20 years or so. Yeah.
So, the new record, Gates of Satu, it seems to me a bit more decent than the last one. It's a bit more slowed down, and the parts coming out more precisely on the record because it's more slowed down. Do you think slowing down the music is a way to make it sound harder? I call it the Slayer effect, for example.
I have a very similar theory. The Slayer effect. It has to do with the concept of locomotion. Slayer aren't going, as fast as some bands go nowadays. There are bands that play way the fuck faster, but they don't necessarily sound faster. Slayer plays in that right zone where the human brain is able to perceive it and hear it as fast because it has forward motion. It's like a train going forward. So, if you go too fast beyond people's capacity to take in all those notes, you lose the Slayer effect, the locomotion, the forward motion. So I think we were very conscious about that exact thing. If we want people to hear and understand the fast things that we're doing, we have to put it in a zone where the human brain can easily perceive it. The Slayer effect.
Yeah, of course, because when it's too fast, if there's too much of it, it's not good, I think.
Well, I happen to love playing fast. Yeah, and we play some stuff that's complicated, fast, difficult to execute, very challenging as players. But if people don't get it, and you've done this amazing thing, and people don't even recognize or hear or comprehend that what you did, then it's all kind of wasted.
So how much time do you waste on practicing each day or something, or each week?
Hours every day. You see this thing right here? This is my backstage practice rig. Inside there is my practice amp, my metronome, my lessons, everything I need to do all my guitar studies every day. Yep. It comes in every day out of the truck, and they bring it in here, and that's what I do with my daytime hours. I practice. And also sit around and wait for interviewers to show up.
Yeah. It's awesome. Better than drinking.
Yeah, yes, it's much more fun than drinking. Waiting around is so much more fun than drinking and having fun.
So this whole concept around NILE revolves around ancient cultures, mythical cultures, Egypt culture. How did this come? How did you discover you want to make a band with this concept behind it?
Well, I woke up one day and found myself in a band that had the name NILE, and I said, well, wait a minute. If I were a band called NILE, what would I want to hear? What would I want to do? And since I was already kind of interested in ancient cultures and, archaeology and so forth, it seemed just kind of like an easy, no-brainer, as they say.
I actually happened to know it was because your father was always watching these old movies.
That's true. That would be the first interest I ever had. So when I made that decision, this is what we're going to do now. I already had something in my heart that I wanted to do, so it was an easy choice,
How about playing in Egypt, a live gig or something? You ever thought of that?
Of course we've thought about it. Who knows if that will ever happen? There's not a lot of Egyptian concert promoters for death metal. So maybe one day I will keep hope alive.
Actually, there's an Egypt death metal band called Scarab. You know them?
Yes, we correspond with them.
Because they're cool guys.
Yeah, really good guys, really talented.
The actual political situation down there, how does it concern you? Are you looking at this situation with some kind of critical eye or something?
No, absolutely not. I think before things get better there, they will get a little bit worse. It certainly does not give confidence that we will ever have a concert there.
Yeah.
But, life is crazy. Crazy things have happened. Who would have ever thought the Berlin Wall would have come down? And yet it did.
I thought you will go on tour with Creator and Morbid Angel. So
Exactly. And here we are.
yeah. Who would ever thought I was sitting here with Karl Sanders from NILE? So anyway, you have a very, I would say, funny approach to write songs because you write the lyrics first and you construct the rest around the lyrics. So why is that?
Well, a couple reasons. When you do it the other way, like most bands, right? A bunch of guys come to the band room and they have some cool riffs and they put some music together and it's really cool. And then inevitably, without fail, someone will go, okay, now we need some words that go with this song. What are we going to write about? What should this song be about? And everyone scratches their head for a while. Sometimes it turns out cool and sometimes it doesn't. But when you do it the other way, you start with the lyrics. You always know what the song is going to be about. It's like having a map, having a plan, So as you're building the song, you have a blueprint, when you're constructing a building, right? And you look at the blueprint, the plan, and you know where to build this and where to put that and how to do things. That's kind of what it is. It's a blueprint for how the song. Yeah. That's how I look at it.
That's cool. Because, as you said, many bands do it the other way around. So, yeah. You want to talk about your solo albums as well, or just because I don't know them actually. I think you got 2 solo albums out, but they aren't quite the things you're doing with NILE. I think they're very weird, but in another kind of way. So, is there anything planned, or why did you do them in the first place?
Well, the solo project started because when I'm on tour with NILE, I get 4 or 5 hours of death metal every single day. And as much as I love death metal, well, I give my life to it. As much as I love death metal, every once in a while, I need some fucking peace and quiet. So I started playing this other music just to relax and just chill and play music, but, not have it be crazy, fucking destroy, end of the world loud, And then I played it for some people, and someone at the record label suggested that, hey, Karl, you should share this with people. There are people that would like to hear this. So I said, okay, sure. So we put it out, and it did well, and so I did a second one. Now people are asking me, when are you going to do a third one? So, maybe I'll work on a third one soon. I don't know.
You are on tour, so you have plenty of time to write the third one.
Well, you know, it's tough to write on when you're on tour. People think you got all this time every day, but you don't.
You just told me that. You wrote it on tour, so...
No, I didn't. I said when I come home from tour, I wanted to relax and have peace and quiet. So this was very much being quiet at home kind of project.
To come down from the tour stress and something. Yeah, so we're quite finished now. It's like a band like NILE, which is technically very versed and has some of the most skilled musicians in the genre in it. Do you think it's necessary to execute the music, to have like George Calais and you and the other guys around which have really remarkable skills on their instruments, or yeah, with like 8-string guitars and stuff like that?
Do I think it's necessary to execute the music?
Yeah, because it's very complicated.
Well, if we didn't execute it, then how would it get done?
No, I meant if it's necessary for you to be such versed musicians to execute this kind of music.
Yeah, it's very demanding. Now, music is much more challenging than people realize. A lot of things that we do on guitar and with the drums, with the vocals, they're very challenging. A lot of it, I think, goes by most people. If you're not really a musician, then you aren't going to notice the little things about it that make it tough. There's a new video song we have called Enduring the Eternal Molestation of Flame. And it's probably the most challenging song we've ever fucking played. But we try to do stuff so that it has feeling, it has fire, it has, the death metal spirit. That's more important than necessarily playing stuff that's impossible to play. The feeling is what is important. Some of those feelings you can only get when you're doing something very ferocious and it takes all your concentration just to fucking play that thing. When we walk out on stage every night, we have a challenge within ourselves to actually play this music and play it right and give it to people. Every day we face that challenge.
Maybe there should be more headbanging on stage, but all in all, it was quite right.
That's your opinion. You can't run around, when you're having to, and the drums are all fucking crazy. Running around on stage is for AC/DC or Subway to Sally or whatever, and we're not Subway to Sally. We're NILE.
Of course not. Because I meant it because when you watch George Calais, it's like he was reading newspapers besides that, because it looks so,
Yeah, well,
unemployed back there.
We make it look easy, but I assure you, these songs are very challenging.
I know that. So, Karl, it was a pleasure to talk to you. Any last words to Stormbringer viewers out there?
Check out our new video, Enduring the Eternal Molestation of Flame. Fuck yeah.